back, everybody, to the
Hey.
Nerdy Neighborhood, and welcome to your friendly neighborhood comic show. Don't worry about what we were talking about before. Everything is really, really great here today. It's a Saturday. I'm in my house instead of outside, so who needs vitamin D? I don't. But we have Dalton Shannon joining us back today. Guys might recognize Dalton from joining us before. Dalton, you are back at again with another Kickstarter. Do you rest?
I do, because Wells doesn't. It's great.
Oh, okay. Yep.
No.
See, so in case you guys don't know, Wells Thompson is doing another great Kickstarter with Dalton here. Wells cannot join us today, unfortunately. So sending good vibes to Wells. Dealing with life today, working hard, all that great stuff. But Dalton, I am super duper excited about this. This looks to be possibly your biggest Kickstarter yet. How far off am I?
No doubt. Oh, no doubt. It's the biggest campaign we've ever attempted. It's gargantuan, it's terrifying, and it's an uphill battle, but we're making it work.
Now you sound like you're writing a Taylor Swift song. I was going to go this whole interview without saying Taylor Swift, but then you sound like you're writing lyrics.
We just spent half an hour talking about Taylor Swift before the show. Like, it's gonna bleed in. Like, Swifties unite. And by Swifties, I mean, like, pre-reputation Swifties. I like those guys. I can't relate to preteens.
Though.
I can't relate to preteens. I'm 30.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm catching up. I'm not there yet, but give me like 2.5 years and you'll be ahead of me again. So I'll never catch up to you, Dalton. You're winning life.
Okay. Okay. I'm talking about comic books and Taylor Swift on a podcast on a Saturday morning. We'll see how much that means winning, you know?
I mean, what's there better to do on a Saturday? I mean, maybe sleep, but like...
Yeah, you show so damn early. Jeez.
I know. It forces me to have a schedule and not become a teenager again. So thanks for bearing with me.
Oh no, I have to get up early on Saturdays too. It happens after 25, or you get married. Like, you're just up before 8 on the weekends now. That's just your life. Yep.
You don't get a choice. But the nice thing is that our nerdy neighbors that are watching this later, you all have a great choice and option to back depths. I mean, look at how pretty that is alone. Like, all those blues, those lines. I mean, holy shit. Who's the artist in this?
So that is actually a print that we're offering with the campaign by Tina Isola. We actually met her at a Chicago Fan Expo last year. She was great, and we hit it off, and she drew us a print that really encapsulates what depths is. And so it's made its way into all the banner work with the campaign. It's not a cover. It's not even the series artist, but it's gorgeous and tells you what you need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. You got the like mini super short version of your synopsis here. A 1930s engineer builds a perpetual diving suit and gets trapped underwater for 3 years. His friend searches for him against all odds. This sounds like a really intense story.
It is. It's definitely like the heaviest thing we've done, and by it, no doubt Frankenstein the Unconquered is pretty heavy, but it's more heavy metal than anything. Yeah, Depths is our chance to really dive into the literary side of the pool. Pun completely intended. Like it's a project that we've been sitting on for ages. It's the first project Wells and I ever worked on together.
Wow.
And yeah, so it's been sitting on the back burner for years now, waiting for like the right time to really present it to the world. So we have a lot invested in this personally. It's a very personal story for us, and it's dealing with a lot heavier themes than something like Mechaton or Frankenstein. Those books are over the top. They're a lot of fun. They have great characters in it. But end of the day, it's action. It's fun. So Depths is a lot more grounded. The most insane thing that happens is the diving suit itself. Like the rest of the world is our world, more or less. And we try and deal with those real world consequences the best way we can. And it's incredibly character driven, incredibly thematically driven. Like it's probably the most cohesive work we've ever produced as a writing team. Mechaton and Frank is kind of like the juggling plot lines kind of book where we're like, what's cool? What can we do next? And Depths is very cohesive. So not as many swerves as you would expect in a faster paced kind of story.
Yeah, I love that word cohesive, and I can't stop looking at these covers. So you have this cool setup on Kickstarter where it changes between the different cover options you have, and it's really hard to pick a favorite because I think each one is very different, but at the same time, each one of these great covers you had done really seems to still pick up a theme within the story. I haven't even read this yet, but I can tell, like, wow, this is clearly going to represent some other element of it. What were you guys looking for in terms of the multiple covers?
Well, we honestly just working with artists that we like working with is always the intent. Sometimes it's a specific like homage we're going for, but with Depths, we just wanted to work with really cool artists. Jay Sheik is our main series artist, so he's doing the A cover with the champagne glass. He's really captured the not only like the underwater aspects, but like the high society, the feelings of being trapped and depressed.
Yeah.
Like, that cover is phenomenal. And then we were like, well, we need a B cover. And we thought of our friend Serge Acuna, who we first worked with on our horror anthology, Descent into Dread. Serge actually drew the first iteration of Depths. We knew we couldn't bring Depths as a whole to the world just yet, so we kind of took the characters from Depths, we took the concept, and then we twisted it into like this dark horror kind of vibe. And Serge drew that story in our anthology, so we thought it'd be really cool to bring him back and do the variant cover where it's super action packed. You get to see Emil with a kraken. It kind of encapsulates the first chapter, the inciting incident, more or less. And then for our hardcover, Heather Vaughn was the obvious choice because she does such a bang up job on our Frankenstein covers that we thought it would be really cool to see what she does with Depths. And it's kind of become like the outside of Tina's print, this cover is also kind of like the calling card of the series. It feels more psychologically driven. It's much more collage-esque. I love it. It might be my favorite cover, but ask me again in 10 minutes and it's probably Serge's or something.
Right. Yeah, I can completely see though why you chose that the champagne one, that one to be the A cover, because it just, I really like the black space or blank space, whatever you want to call it, that is used in that, because it really kind of, like you said, it really makes you go, wow, there's so much empty space and they're trapped in it takes such a emotional reaction immediately, I think. Whereas the other ones, they're really great to look at, but my brain at least takes a little more time to break them down, which is why I still love those covers, because you can break them down and find new things over time in a lot different way than that A cover where it hits you like a ton of bricks, I think.
Yeah, no, the A cover does, and I think all A covers should encapsulate what the book is. Like, this is what you should expect when you're getting a book, is your A cover. So Jay did a phenomenal job, and Jay's been doing a great job on all the pages as well. Like, Jay's incredible.
Yeah, I really love already just on these preview pages the setup of the lettering even, and how it guides your eyes very well. It can be very hard to talk about lettering if you're not a letterer, which I am not. But over time, just learn the basics of, it's supposed to, be able to take my eyes as a reader where it needs to go and stuff. This does such a great job doing that, even though, it's fairly text heavy. I don't feel lost in it, which can be really tricky to do.
Oh, incredible. Like, we never give Nathan a break. That's Nathan Kemp. He's worked with us on every project we've done, from Mechaton to Frank and now Depths. But no, you're right. Lettering should be like the invisible hand guiding you through the page. If the art is... If the artist is going for something a little more complex, lettering can help solidify the storytelling.
Right.
Jay doesn't have that issue because you're able. Yeah, you could read this without any letters and it'd still be great. But because Nathan takes our admittedly text-heavy script and is able to implement it so well without crowding the page and obscuring art. Like Nathan is Class A letterer, and they never get enough credit for all the work they do.
Yeah, I think most letterers don't get enough credit for what they do because, like you said, it's that kind of invisible hand that we take for granted. But
it's something that can ruin an experience immediately if it's
right. Bad. Yeah, like
just
a lot
straight out.
Yeah, a lot of people, if there's a comic and they don't care for it, when the issue is actually the lettering, right? Or it's just like, it could be better or what have you. People blame the artist, I kind of notice first. So like, well, the art's terrible. I'm like, okay, but is it the art? Or is it that you're having trouble reading things and keeping the flow? Well, that's it, but that's the artist's job. No, I mean, the art it is, and, drawing the people and the environments panel to panel. But other than that, the letterer comes in and, really helps with that.
Yeah, comics is all graphic design at the end of the day. And storytelling. So the difference is that it's all piecemeal at this point. Like we have so many different people bringing all sorts of different skills to the page. So it's everyone working in tandem to make each page its own storytelling unit that flows from top left to bottom right. And if you are a presumptuous writer who doesn't want to, shill the cash for like a good letterer and you try and letter yourself without having any lettering skills because you think it looks easy, I'll tell you right now, it's not, and your book's gonna look crappy. I've seen so many indie books just shackled, just destroyed in the first panel because of amateur lettering. It's like getting onto a podcast and finding out that they don't have a good mic set up. You're like, all right, I'm already out. I'm out. So no, don't think you can do it by yourself if you're not already good at lettering. Like, get a letterer. They're going to make your life so much easier and make the page look so much better.
Yeah, I completely understand that because that's probably for me the most common issue I have with some indie comics it is the lettering. If I open up a comic, just like you said, and the first panel or two, the lettering is really off. The art's amazing, though. The story could be great, but if the lettering is, and I can't follow it, it doesn't matter because, like you said, it's storytelling, and you have to have ways to be able to tell that story so that your audience can get it. So, yeah, this looks fantastic, and I really love too on this page the I guess logo design or what you would call it here with depths. That lettering, that design, it looks phenomenal, especially how it matches the coloring of the page.
Yeah, that's so our logo design was actually Brenda Snelby, who's doing our design for basically everything now. She's a lifesaver. Designed the logo. That was one of the hardest things we had to pin down was what does the logo look like? Like what does the word depths even look like to market a book? And she went hard. Like we were back and forth for a long time trying to find the right way to make depths. And she knocked it out of the park. And then I believe those because our colorist Rajesh works with Jay on a lot of projects. So Jay was able to recommend Rajesh, and we brought him on, and he's been great. That the two work in tandem really well. So I'm not 100% if that logo is Rajesh or if it's Brenda with the colors, but they blend in incredibly well, and they fit that tone without getting lost, especially in a book that's underwater where there's going to be a lot of cool colors, a lot of blues. It'll be easy for something like that to get lost in the background and hard to read, but no, it pops, man.
Yeah, 100%. What is something, because especially since this is really deep, emotional and intense story, what is something you're hoping people get out of this story?
That Douglas the Octopus is everyone's best friend. No, Douglas is a great character, but I don't know. Wells would have a different answer for this. I've been on record a few times saying that I'm a very selfish creator. I write what I want to write, and I I don't particularly care if somebody gets anything out of the work I do, because at the end of the day, if I'm holding the book in my hands and it's done, then like it's done, and I'm like, that's great. That makes me feel great. If somebody else gets something out of it, that's fantastic. But it's not my goal when I create something. However, like this is a book that is like, it deals heavily with anxiety and depression and grief. And it's not necessarily a book that offers a solution to any of that, but it does offer a path forward through it, and dealing with it in hopefully a little more healthy ways. So if anybody can take some sort of like relief that, Emil's not alone, so neither are you. Like that would be really cool, or help them through their daddy issues, because I was definitely working through mine with this book. Like it's a very personal story. So end of the day, I take what I want from it, and that's what I think art should do. Is like, I'm not intending to do anything for anybody with this book except for me. But when it's out there, that's up to you if you want to take something from it or not. And if I did my job, then hopefully it will resonate with somebody.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, of course it is nice when people can use art to intend to, have these big messages. But I think art also can be and should be selfish at times. And like you said, it's not that you don't want other people to get something out of it, but it's just that's not the intention. The intention is you wanted to tell a great story. You wanted to be able to process these things, and this helped you. And now you get to put it out there, and hopefully someone else does get something out of it, whatever that might be.
Yeah, I don't make art for others. Like, I make art for me, and I think artists should make art for themselves. Like, the minute you start thinking about making art for other people, I think you start to compromise the vision a little bit. So be selfish with your art, and hope that you're talented enough or have something to say that's worth sharing,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of being selfish, I know a lot of people that back Kickstarters like to be selfish with the rewards that people offer. And you and Wells, with your previous Kickstarters, have done such a great job with these rewards. So what rewards are you most excited about with this campaign, especially because it's your biggest one yet?
I mean, all of them are really great. Like, you've got the digital copy. You can get just chapter 1 if you're not up for diving in completely. You'll get a digital copy, 28 pages of the first chapter. But you can also grab the digital copy of the whole book, paperbacks. The hardcover tier is probably one of my favorites, because you get that beautiful Heather Vaughn cover along with the digital copy, of course. But we have a collector's tier where you can get all the covers, an everything tier where you get the print, you get the enamel pins, you get Descent into Dread, where the story first appeared. Everything right there.
And a Douglas sticker.
And a Douglas sticker and pin. We have a pin as well. If you love Douglas that much, and why wouldn't you? Commissions from Jay. We have a tier for that. But I think some of the most exciting are our Draw Me In tiers. I know there's quite a few campaigns that offer a Draw Me In tier. Usually it's like as a background character or somebody with a line, and we offer that. We have a tier for just being a background character. We have a tier for somebody who just shouts a line like, "Hey man," or "You go," or whatever, all that stuff. But we also have a limited tier where you can be an extra, basically. And I don't know that I see that too often, where you're actually like a substantial side character who has more than a few lines, maybe a scene or two, and you get to be involved in the story in a way that most Draw Me Ins simply aren't. So those are our higher end tiers, like that if you're wanting to be a part of Depths, if this is speaking to you, like this is the place to go for it. Like you can talk to Emil and James like that. I can't promise Douglas, but you could talk to James for sure. Like it. So we're offering quite a few cool stuff, quite a few cool things, and yeah, I hope everybody finds something that they like. I think we can have something for everybody.
Yeah, that's what I really like, and you guys seem to really, get with Kickstarters is having different reward tiers that cater to both, different things people want and also different things that people can't afford. There are levels that you totally don't have to have here. You totally don't have to have the $10 chapter 1 tier, but it sounds like you do that because hey, we know people have different fun levels, and some people just want to check it out and they still want to support somehow. So there you go. And you still get something for doing it. And some people also want to be in depths and they have the money to get in it. So please, dude, we've got a spot for you. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, no, we don't want to gatekeep here. Like if you want to jump into depths at any level, we try and make it possible.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have depths to your depths campaign.
Yes.
And you definitely have the different levels of depth here.
This campaign has been nothing but puns, and it's been great. I love puns.
Yeah, as before we start recording, as you were saying earlier, Taylor Swift or anybody else that likes to do Easter eggs and have depth to things. You want to be in the book?
Yeah. Hey,
trans nothing for Taylor Swift. It's
T Swift, come get in the T Swift. You could be a minor. Heck, I'll upgrade you to major character if you wanna make depths a reality. Come into the book. I love you.
Her next song is Depths, and then Dalton just has a heart attack and falls over.
I'm convinced red is about me because I have red hair. Yeah, that's just how it is.
That you're so right. I mean, who's gonna debate you? You have the evidence.
Yeah, it's right there.
I really love this sticker, the Douglas Believes in You sticker. And so, like, if you want to get the sticker, but you can't back that giant tier for some reason, that's totally okay. You can add on him. He's still there for you. Yeah.
We actually got our Mechaton artist Fernando to pinch hit and do a little fun sticker of Douglas. Unfortunately, our Douglas does not have braces or glasses in the book, but Fernando never ceases to make something fun and energetic. So I love that button, that sticker.
It's a Douglas headcanon. So there you go.
Yeah, and if anyone's feeling frisky, go ahead and get that tattooed. Send it to us. Yeah.
Right? And you can get the print here too as an add-on. The pen, they're not final product, they're still working on that. You can get past issues, you can get them signed. I mean, you guys really do have everything here. Like,
we're trying, man.
You have so many great things here. Well, Depths is running, let's see, it is going until Wednesday, May 31st. But also, if you just see something you want back it, just back it ASAP because you will not get charged until May 31st. So
exactly.
If you're tight on money, you're working check to check like many of us are, we totally get it. Just back it though, because your bank account is safe till that 31st.
Yeah, and as long as that number keeps going up, the more likely other people are going to be to jump into a project they think is actually going to get fulfilled. So So yeah, don't wait. Call now.
Call now to get your free quote today. Well, I'm super excited. Thank you for coming on here, Dalton, and chatting with me again.
Yeah.
Sorry we missed Wells. We'll have to make sure we can get Wells on here sometime when United States capitalism does not take him away from the comic world.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure we're always doing some sort of campaign. So I know we got more Frankenstein coming later this year. I don't know. Mechaton, maybe. Schedule's still, relatively fresh. But we're definitely going to be making the rounds later this year on more shows. So we'll drag Wells here if we have to.
Yes. Onward, Wells. We're dragging you out of your depths. You got to come over.
Yep.
Well, perfect. Well, Dalton, tell us where we can find you, plug yourself away, all that good stuff.
I'm on any social that matters at Dalton K. Shannon. If I decide to post, social media is hellscape, so no promises there. But on my Twitter is, in the bio, I believe, is a link for our newsletter that goes out once a month, where we talk about all the projects we're working on, books we're reading, cocktail recipes, cats, all comes out once a month, so you're not flooded and you can keep up to date with all the shenanigans we get up to. I have a website, daltonkshannon.com. And Wells is at Wells Thomp, THOMP on Twitter, and I think he's got his own website, wellsthompson.com. But other than that, Depths on Kickstarter. That's where all the eyeballs should be at right now. So go back Depths, and we'll make this book happen.
Yes. You guys can check the description below. I'll make sure the links to Dalton Wells are there, but more specifically, the first link you'll see will be to back Depths on Kickstarter. So click it, and click 5 or 6 times, and you get a cool book and maybe some Douglas and some other cool shit. What more could you want? What more could you want?
Nothing. The answer is nothing.
Nothing, except
your hopes and dreams mean nothing.
Except Dalton wants Taylor Swift, but past that, nothing.
You know, you can't fault me for trying, guys.
Well, thanks for joining us again, Dalton. Always great to see you.
Yes.
Of course, Nerdy Neighbors. Check out all those links below. Go back it. It is completely worth it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video as well. That'll help get more eyes on there. And it'll also, get more people in the nerdy neighborhood so we can keep promoting great, indie creators like Dalton, all that great stuff. And otherwise, we'll see you guys next time in the nerdy neighborhood.